In 2010, it was reported that a computer worm infiltrated into the computer network of the Iran's nuclear facility. The facility was air-gapped from the internet, meaning a hacker will not be able to hack into the system remotely. However, it is believed that the worm was brought into the facility by an operative using a USB thumb drive. The worm was able to damage the centrifuges used to produce uranium for powering Iran's nuclear weapons and reactors. This was a cyber attack causing physical damages. The goal was to disrupt Iran's nuclear program. This computer worm is famously known as the Stuxnet. In this real-world example, we can draw many lessons on how cybersecurity and physical security are intertwined together. Take for example, despite the facility being air-gapped from the internet, the worm was able to infiltrate into the system. There was likely a physical security breach whereby the payload was able to bypass the physical security measures before being introduced into the computer system. There are many domains of security, including physical security, cyber security, information security, and personnel security. These domains are traditionally managed separately within an organization, though we have seen collaborations and convergence in the past 1 to 2 decades. ASIS Foundation, a non-profit affiliate of ASIS International, released a report in 2019 on the state of security convergence in United States, Europe, and India. The report focuses on the convergence of physical security, cyber security, and business continuity on the surveyed organizations. Only 24% of these organizations have converged their physical security and cyber security. It was also cited the top benefit of convergence was better alignment of a security strategy with corporate goals. So against the backdrop of the importance and benefits of a convergence, why is it that majority of the organizations have not converged? So the report cited that most of organizations are contented with the status quo until a triggering event or when there is a mandate from the C-suite. Whether an organization has converged security or non-converged security, it has to manage all security risks. The best approach to manage all security risks is to manage it holistically instead of in silo. In 2019, ASIS International published a set of guidelines on enterprise security risk management, ESRM in short, which uses fundamental risk management principles to manage all security risks in a holistic manner. I will be sharing with you the key concepts of ESRM. What is ESRM? ESRM is a strategic approach to tie the security program to the organization's goals. It aligns the security's strategic, tactical, and operational plan to the organization's mission, visions, and values. All organizations have limited resources and hence they should prioritize its needs. And this can be achieved using established risk management principles. Next, I want to talk about ERM versus ESRM. ERM stands for Enterprise Risk Management, which many of us are familiar with. So what is the difference between ERM and ESRM? Enterprise Risk Management is traditionally a department within the organizations that looks at all the enterprise risks, including strategic, financial, market, operational, environmental, and security. While enterprise risk management also looks at security, it does not provide a holistic view of all the security risks. ESRM is different from ERM. It is a strategic security management approach. It is not a department. ESRM looks at all the security risks, including physical security, cyber security, information security, and personnel security. Now, ESRM can function independently of ERM. So even if ERM is non-existent in the organization, ESRM can be established. Security convergence can be understood as an organizational structure that brings together the different security teams under a consolidated leadership. These teams can include the physical security, cyber security, and the information security team. In contrast, ESRM is not an organizational structure. It is a strategic approach and it can be adopted by a converged security or a non-converged security organization. ESRM can be driven by a security council comprising of executives from the physical security, the IT security, the HR, etc. To better understand ESRM, let's take a look at the existing workplace safety and health system in Singapore. Every organization in Singapore has a duty of care to ensure the safety of all its employees at its workplace. To do that, it set up a workplace safety and health committees, which is supported by the safety personnel. An organization which has got multiple locations or has got many employees in the thousands, it can set up multiple WSH committees. So each of these subcommittees will then report back to a WSH steering committee, which is the highest decision-making body for the organizations. In ESRM, a similar highest steering committee, which is called the Security Council, can be set up and supported by the security personnel. It can have a subcommittee which is based on locations or based on the security domains. And all these subcommittee will then report back to this Security Council. In WSH, you look at all the safety risks from the office to the industrial to constructions. All the safety risks are covered under the WSH committee. So in ESRM, it will cover all the security risks from physical security to cyber security to information security. In WSH, risk assessment starts with identifying work activities and its hazards. This is then followed by risk prioritization and risk treatment. In ESRM, its risk assessment starts with identifying assets and its associated threats. This is then followed by the risk prioritizations and risk treatments. While both WSH and ESRM uses different risk assessment methods, it is based on common risk principles. I will share a few risk principles. Firstly, it is transparent and inclusive, meaning the risk process is transparent to all the stakeholders and all the relevant stakeholders are involved in the process. Secondly, risk management is part of the organization's decision-making process. It uses risk-based approach to help the organization make informed decisions. Thirdly, it is a dynamic and iterative process. The organization should respond to the changes in operating environment and continuously improve. It is not a one-time process. In organizations that have an ERM structure, WSH operates independently from it. ERM may have its risk management framework that functions differently from the WSH risk management framework, though some of the top safety risks identified in WSH may also be captured in the ERM. This concept also applies for ESRM, meaning ESRM operates independently of ERM, and some of the top security risks, example terrorism, may be captured in ERM. Now that we have some ideas about ESRM, let's find out what are some of the benefits of ESRM. There are many, and I will just discuss three of the important ones here. Firstly, the better alignment of security strategy with corporate goals. The board of directors and senior management are always focused on the organization's mission, vision, and values. Resources are always prioritized for programs that are aligned to the organization goals. By aligning security strategy to the organization goals, security will get more buy-in and acceptance by the senior management. This will lead to approval of security projects and initiatives. Security will then become a valued partner of the business owners. Secondly, integrating security into the culture of the organization. Security culture is one of the important concepts to enhance the security of an organization. Commonly, organizations establish its security culture by running security awareness campaigns, educations, and training. It may incorporate desired behavior into companies' policies and procedures. By establishing an ESRM, it requires all departments to regularly review their security risk posture. It will become ingrained as part of their routine work processes. They will consciously or unconsciously look out for security risks. Over time, security becomes part of the organizational culture. Thirdly, to improve efficiency and effectiveness of security program. By adopting ESRM, all security risks are reviewed holistically. The security risks to any single asset can be assessed more completely rather than piecemeal. So for example, an asset like a data center may face physical, cyber, information, and personnel threats. By having the various security domain experts assessing all these threats together, the organization may analyze, evaluate, and mitigate the risk more effectively and efficiently. All security risks can be measured and monitored together, providing an overarching view of the organization's state of security. Next, I will be sharing with you the ESRM cycle. The cycle is like the execution phase of the ESRM. But before I move into this cycle, there are two important components we need to know. Just like the ISO 31000 risk management framework, it needs to know the context. So in this case, the context of this ESRM here refers to understanding the organization's mission, vision, and values. It also refers to the operating environment and who are the stakeholders. Once we understand the context, we also need to know the foundations of this ESRM, which includes four key things. One is based on holistic risk management. Second is a partnership with the stakeholders, which we identified earlier on in the context, and also transparency and governance. So in this ESRM cycle, there are a total of 4 phases there. So in the first phase, it is the identify and prioritize assets. Assets can be anything that is tangible or intangible. Tangible assets include people and properties. Intangible assets includes intellectual properties, reputations, brands, informations. Then we need to know who are the asset owners. Each asset should be assigned to an asset owner. Commonly, they are the ones who are responsible for operating and maintaining the assets. Valuing assets can be done using quantitative and or qualitative methods. Some of the factors that can be used to value assets include the cost of the purchase and replacement, the time taken for the replacement, and the impact as a result of the unavailability of the assets. These all can be derived using this business impact analysis. Moving on to the next phase is the identify and prioritize risks. Now this phase involves the identifications, analysis, and evaluations of risks. This is followed by risk prioritizations, which needs to be aligned to the organization's risk tolerance and appetite. It is also important to associate the risks with the respective assets. Once this is done, we can then move to the next phase, which is to mitigate the prioritized risks. Now, there are several ways to treat risk. Risk may be mitigated, avoided, transferred, or accepted. In the context of a ESRM, we will focus on mitigations as this requires the most effort from the security professional. Risk mitigation is to reduce the likelihood or impact of the undesired event, and this can be by way of implementing countermeasures or control. And moving on to the next phase, the phase 4 here is the continuous improvement. The ESRM cycle is an iterative process of assessment, monitoring, and mitigations. It corresponds to the changing operating environment and the security landscape, so that security measures can be adjusted accordingly to mitigate the risk. So what's next? How to get started with ESRM? Take note that the concept of ESRM is not entirely new. Many of the organizations may be already practicing some of the concepts mentioned here to a certain degree. These organizations can further expand and enhance their existing framework by adopting the ESRM concepts mentioned here. These are the 3 documents to help you get started off with on your journey towards ESRM. You can purchase a copy of the ESRM guideline from the ASIS International website. The link is posted here. For the other 2 documents, good news for you. You can access it for free during the COVID-19 period. But to know that it is for reference, meaning you can view online only. In conclusion, the future of security is rising. It is becoming more challenging, complicated, and complex. The way forward includes convergence, collaborations, unifications, and integrations. The name of the game to strategically manage all security risks in a holistic manner will be enterprise security risk management. Finally, I'd like to leave you with this quote. Everything that rises must converge.